Every once in a while, I get one of those wipes where I want to throw my computer out the window. I wanted to revisit a monument I learnt Rust on, the launch site. The plan was to contest it on Rustified SCA Medium, a server known to be home to some of the biggest Zergs in Rust. This wipe had the solo struggle on full display. The second the server wiped, I spawned in and ran straight to Outpost. Hello all, we're back, and I have a very simple plan. I'm going to go stick my base next to launch site, the monument I learnt this game on. I haven't built next to it for a very long time, but we're going to do it on the SCA region and contest it against huge Zergs. One of which is actually right in front of me. That 666 clan's like a 20 deep group, so this would be interesting. But first, I'm going to Outpost because I want to rev. This is technically my second SCA wipe, but I have been playing it off camera, and I must say I quite enjoy this region. The only downside is there's a few more cheaters on these servers than I would like, but I am going to explore a bit in the future. I'll be playing on US Long at Force Wipe for a longer video. I've been told not to do it, but if you want to see me suffer through that in the near future, please subscribe. I do solo content on Clan Zerg servers, but for now, back to the task at hand. I need to get my revolver. Oh, savage pick. That'll make life easier. I'll never get anything good out of those little crates. Right, let's make that rev, and I'm going to put my starter next to the supermarket that's just next to launch site and just get a bit of farm and then move over to launch site when I have like a couple guns. There's actually a little train line up there too as well. That'd be very handy to have a base next to. Launch site's just down there, the supermarket's behind me, and I might put my starter right here on the edge of the train line. I might be able to pick people off coming up on the train, and then when I'm ready I can go over to launch site. I have all my stuff on me. I don't really want to run into that forest against prim people. That's how you die. We'll just get the starter down for now, then we'll focus on getting people after that. Right, nice. Let's try and make use of this rev while we have it. Why does no one miss with a bow these days? Yeah, kill. I need some mushrooms. I'm going to go have a quick look at launch site. If I can get there that early and it's not being held down, it'll be a huge start. But this monument is always held down by a group at the start of wipe. This is risky, but could pay off. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. I'm like an arrow magnet. No one misses anymore. This was a very bad idea. It's just all open ground. This is done. I had taken a risk going to the launch site thinking that with my rev I might be able to get some early game control of that recycler. The risk backfired and I was back on full prim to a group that already had it on lock. This forced my attention back to the supermarket where I was going to need to get my early game farm that was required for me to go back and contest the launch site. Lost my rev, I have an Ioka and a dream. Outratted. Right, both of those monuments are being watched. I'm pretty much just gonna have to like hit barrels or something and then try to recycle at night so I have enough for like a couple more revs and some crossbows. It's really the only way I'm gonna get a start here. Oh, that's a big win. That's another revolver. What have I become? Is that someone dead to a wolf? I'm gonna go deeper, just have a look. See, at the end of the day, you gotta see the positives. My wipe could be going about as bad as his. Clothing's big. I need like a few sets so I can get in and out of launch site with. If I just need to time it perfectly, we can get a few good launch runs to get started. I put a workbench down, got myself another rev. Hopefully we can pick one of these guys off with it. What? I was off to a rough start. Things were not going my way, and to add insult to injury, a group had built a roof camping tower to watch the supermarket. Launch site was also now on lockdown by a clan, and I didn't really have any monuments I could go to. I knew the way out of this situation was moving pretty much right next to where I was going to put my main base, and play this game as if I was playing Splinter Cell or Hitman. I was going to have to sneak in and out of launch site, dodging the clan that had it on lockdown to get what I needed for a decent attempt at a start. This would be one of the more rougher starts I've had. I get them every once in a while, but the end goal was eventually to put a main base on this hill in front of me. I'm going to put another starter here. I did get enough cloth from that supermarket, which has turned into an absolute grub fest and roof camping experience, which I don't really want to be a part of. If we put some clothing on, I should be able to sneak in and out of launch site, and I think that's how we'll get the comps and stuff for a start, get some guns, and then actually reveal myself and start fighting these guys for Bradley. This is where main base will be going, on this like defilade. I'll be able to see into launch site, and also stone quarries behind me as well. I could make use of that with some diesel fuel. But we'll go back, get what I need, and we'll put another starter down quickly. Nice. This base will be kind of like a bait base, similar to what I do in other videos. It's just going to be a 2x1. I'll build up one floor. I won't keep a whole lot in here, but this base is where our wipe starts to turn around, you know? Maybe? Probably not. We can only hope. This is concerning. My neighbor is getting raided. Oh no, it's the 666 clan. They must be close by if they are raiding out here. This is not good. Oh, they're leaving. This is good. This is super grubbable. I run past this base earlier. There's probably 3 or 4 dudes that were in that base, and their prim gear is super valuable to me. Wow, they got griefed. I actually know that O Prime name from my video being surrounded by clans. They were one of the clans. It is good these guys got removed and griefed. They would be a nightmare to deal with. This is actually massive. This stuff is everything I need to get started in launch site and to get my base going. This is big. I'm gonna quickly go get the rest while I can. Day 1 of Wipe was coming to an end. I spread out my newly acquired loot in some 1x1s around the mountain, put a TC down where my main base was going, and fortified my 2x1 before logging out. My progress was behind where I normally would be due to the rough start I had, so tomorrow I was going to do some risky satchel raids to try and catch up. This was likely going to put me on 666 Clan's radar. If I wasn't on there yet, I was certainly about to be. We've survived the night. To be honest, we didn't really do anything yesterday to get ourselves raided, but today will be a different story. I'm going to just do a few little chores, stash base, farming, go down to launch site, maybe kill a few people, get some comps, but the plan in the next few hours is to do some satchel raids, and hopefully we can snowball them, and that will definitely put us on some radars. I really don't know how it's going to go, but we'll find out in a couple hours. Someone's put their main base here overnight and it's already getting raided. We'll try and grab it, but I'm not going to waste too much time on this. I have things to do. That was optimistic. If I got his AK, maybe a different story, but I don't have grenade BP. These guys are so vulnerable to a grenade grub. This semi-pistol is actually big. It's my favourite gun at the moment.
I think I'm missing something. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm stretching my imagination. I'm missing something I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing you.
I'm good on scrap and comps. I think it's time to get a little bit of farm for these satchels and this stash base. Is that a jackhammer? Please tell me this is a jackhammer. Yes, it's a jackhammer. I'll quickly put this stash base down so I have somewhere to hide this farm, and then I think it's satchel time. Nice. With somewhere safe to hide my loot and a rather productive morning, it was time to try and raid some people. I was going to do it in peak hour in the snow. It was risky, but I was hoping it would pay off. Take note, solos watching this. If you do want to raid anyone, you don't do it like this. It's peak hour. The only way this works is if I put a little 1x1 right next to the raid, throw 10 satchels, hope I can get enough loot, and then just sit in there and wait for it to calm down. That's the plan with this anyway. It's like a 2x2, looks like a farm base. Could be loaded, could not be. We're about to find out. Gotta go, I just gotta take what I can get. I don't think I'm gonna have time to molly out this tool cover, the sun's up. Listen to it, if I stayed and mollied that tool cupboard and waited, I'd be dead. They are literally here the second I jump in this door. Like... I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what's going on here, but I've made no noise. I think I've just gotten away, and I really hope they do not raid this 1x1. Yeah, damn, they shot the tool cupboard out. The fact that it's got this charcoal in it means it might not have been super loaded, but I actually think there might have been a bit in there. I'll run that loot back when it's dark, but I'm gonna pick this wall out. It was a farm base. It's all metal in these furnaces, so I'm gonna say that that tool cupboard probably had like maybe 2 lines of metal, which sucks because I kind of wanted that. Just a guess, but overall this raid is kind of average. But we'll do a few more today and hopefully we can hit a jackpot. But like I said, these clans rock up at the first sign of a satchel. It's gonna be hard. Well, damn. I mean, I got a tier 2 out of it. Like, it could have been nothing. It might not have been worth 14 satchels, but, you know, you take what you can get in this game. The first raid of this wipe could have gone a bit better. It wouldn't take long for anyone to figure out who the culprit was, as I was the only base still left that hadn't been raided yet that was remotely near that 2x2. I needed to fill 2 objectives from this point on. I needed to prepare to actually build my main base, and also to do a couple more raids as I didn't really get the loot I needed from that first one. I went back to farming launch to get the stuff I needed for satchels, as well as my main base, and also trying to contest it so I could get a few guns. Here's an issue brewing. After that raid, you could probably piece together who actually did it. And I actually have a fair bit of like farm in my stash base, so we need to start preparing to actually build my main base. I want to get it down before I go to sleep tonight. That way, if I do get offline, I don't lose everything. But I imagine a couple of these clans know who's up to no good. The old pump revolver room, that's a new one. I knew I heard shots out here somewhere. Oh wow, he's actually got some guns on him, this is perfect. That's actually really good, that's like exactly what I need, some guns. I'm not really getting any like wipe changing kills, but I'm just getting little ones here and there, and they all add up and it all helps. But I think I'm going to do a bit of a recycle. I need some rope for the satchels and a bit of a farm run because I need sulfur too, but I think it's time we look at doing this second raid. Oh, don't start this again. I have learned. I have NVGs now. Shoot me. There's like no one around, and the second I do something, they're there. Why do I make videos? Finally a win! So far today, I had gained some, but then lost even more. I was planning a second raid and I found another 2x2 that I wanted to hit. I was hoping this time around I'd have a bit more luck. I found another 2x2 down the back of this hill. I'm a bit unsure about this one. The front door's been opened, but it looks like a farm base, so I'm gonna go blow the front door up with just 4 satchels and have a bit more of a better look before I actually commit. You cannot be serious. I literally ran from there. It's like an admin is spawning people on me when I try to do stuff. So it's actually quite frustrating, this wipe. Oh my god. If he had killed me, I might have thrown my computer out the window. But I can see through those sheet doors. This is doable, but I'm actually going to have to bring an auto turret because people just appear out of nowhere. I'm glad I didn't commit with all my satchels, and this is complete overkill, but for some reason whenever I try to do anything this wipe, people just appear out of nowhere. So I'm bringing an auto turret for my 8 satchels. Yeah, probably not completely worth it really, is it? But I don't even know. This wipe's cursed. I have a cursed wipe on my hands. Listen to that, auto turret's going off. I got 8 satchels off before someone was here. I need to, pretty much every raid I do from here forward needs an auto turret, even if it's just 4 satchels. Gotta focus on the positives. I'm at least getting loot back. My raids weren't really going to plan. I was limited in the things that I could actually hit, and I was hoping that one of these 2x2s would yield a bit more than what I was getting so far. The day was getting closer to its end, and I hadn't even tried to put my main base down yet. While I hadn't had a serious run-in with 666 yet, that was going to change very soon, as they were the guys that ruled this entire area. But just as I was about to put my main base down, a new challenger appeared at the worst possible time. Who are these guys? I hope they're not out raiding because my farm bases are quite loaded because I'm pretty much ready to build my main base. Hopefully they're just moving through the area, but I need to get this main base started. I have too much to lose if I get raided, and to start with I'm going to chuck a few little placeholder TCs to stop myself getting TC griefed if I actually die building this thing. I don't really see or hear them anymore. They must live near here then. I'm kind of just, like, I guess roof camping in the bit because I don't want them to run through here while I actually build this base. Well, the shell's done. That's a start. I have less to lose now if I get raided. Oh, that door opened. It makes it. That's their starter. Oh no. There's like a 5-6 man starter, like right there. Oh, that makes sense now. Well, I wonder where their main's going. This is definitely a first. I am so close to them, I have to put auto turrets down on my dummy tool cupboards just to cover me while I build this base, because they will try and stop it. I think I've found their main base. This is gonna be great. I now had a 6 deep clan building their main base right next to me. I pushed through building out the main core of my base while they tried to stop me, but the auto turrets I put down earlier made the build possible. I got most of my main base finished and just needed some guns to defend this base if anyone tried to raid it. Day was coming to an end and I sent one more raid at a 2x2 before logging out and got nothing. I moved what resources I had left from my main base build into my bunkers and logged out for the night and woke up to a nice little surprise. Well, that's unexpected. I've logged out in my core of my main and it hasn't been raided. Normally this is the first thing to get raided when I log out on like day 2. Well, I'll be damned, I even have Priv on my starter. Wait, what? I don't even know. This wipe's cursed. I have a cursed wipe on my hands. You're kidding me. So, let me get this straight. So, you put a bed plat on the cliff, and you have a choice of raiding 4 bases. You don't raid the first main base, which probably looks like it has the most in it. You don't raid the starter on the cliff, even though it could be juiced with what was left over from the main base. Then you have 2 bunker bases left to pick from. And these aren't like standard YouTube bases. These are bases I built and designed by myself. You can't look them up somewhere else. So you hit 2 stash bases, you ignore the first stash base which also has a bunker in the floor and has the least amount of loot in it, and you hit the most inconspicuous one with the majority of the loot. You blow through the perfect path straight into the floor where the barrels are, and to add as well, the other stash base is the one with the 7 auto furnaces in there. You can hear them in the night. If you're gonna raid one, you'd hit that because you'd think that would be all the farm would be. I just rust, you know, it's just... I'm gonna send this stuff to an admin. I don't even care who did it. They can follow it up. It's blatant as hell to me. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but when you know, you know. But yes, I have lost a lot of my stuff. Thankfully, I sank most of it into building my main base, and all that was in the bunker was just like some guns and leftover materials, but it's nothing I can't get back, and I'm not going to let some cheaters essentially ruin my wipe, so time to get on with the day and get this stuff done. I never quit my wipes that are dedicated to a video no matter what happens, and this wipe so far had become one for the ages, but for all the wrong reasons, and I wasn't even over yet. I spent half the day getting back on my feet and recovering from what I had lost, mostly guns, comps, and to my surprise I pretty much got back to where I was before I logged out in not that long a time. I was back on my feet and wanted to start to take the fight to these groups, especially the ones that had been starting to take Bradley and were roaming around my area. I hear a helicopter. got 4, but there's just always more. See, today Bradley is pretty much being taken on cooldown, whereas yesterday it wasn't. But I don't have heaps to contest it. But I'm going anyway. I've got a shotgun and a dream. What a way to lose an AK. Nice. Here's a little nice unknown tip for solos. Jackhammer the Bradley corpse. Actually get quite a bit of HUM from it. No one ever does it. There you go, free HQM. My primary goal was still to contest launch site, but I put that aside for a bit as I had a lot of sulfur that I'd acquired through my rebuild and managed to get 8 C4. Now I had a theory on a base that could be absolutely juiced, and we're about to find out if that hunch was correct or not. Now I've used some HUM I've been getting from Bradley to make 2 AK kits, and I plan to use one of them to raid the starter of that 6-man clan that built next to me. Now in the chaos of it all, the guys who I think offlined me also raided them, and they've all logged out and I haven't seen them, but their core, their HQM core in their starter still has upkeep. So I'm thinking that they could have just logged out and rage quit before they moved all of their loot to their main base. It could be absolutely loaded. And before anyone says you should have went through doors, they're armoured doors. The first one is anyway. It's not worth the risk. Will I break the raiding dry spell? Right, moment of truth. Oh, it's the sound of insanity. I am what, like 0 for 6 or 7 on raids? I've never had this in years of playing Rust. Cursed wipe. Well, seeing as I can't raid anything this wipe, I hear boom. I'm gonna go try and tank their raid, as that might be the only way that I get loot from a raid this wipe. I think I've walked into a hornet's nest. how many of them are there? I suppose that's the reality of solo Rust on these servers. You can kill like 5 and there's probably 5 more. I was not going to log out and go to sleep until I killed at least one person and put their AK kit back in my base. I was really feeling the realities of solo Rust this wipe, and to make matters worse, I was being closed in on all sides by clans that were out raiding because their boom stockpiles were probably built up to their max at this point. I went out to look at a couple of them and to see how many bases were left between me and them. I hadn't had a serious win yet. I was close on some PvP encounters and miles away on raids, but something does happen soon. There's a pretty big raid going on, and like, I'm not even trying to grab it, I just want to know who it is because this base is actually that tower from the start of the video next to supermarket, and there's not really much left in the area after this goes. How is it that I can run into a raid of this size and not be seen, but the second I throw my 4th satchel, I've got the server on my doorstep? The longer they don't see me, the more annoyed I'm getting. Just this wipe, like... There's nothing in there, but like at least we can say these guys aren't ESPing. I do not know how I lasted that long. This is the Zerg from the other side of the supermarket. I have 2 on either side of me now. 666 and these guys. The Zergs around me were out non-stop raiding in force. I was afraid that I was soon to be next. I wanted a couple more kits and a few other things to defend my base with in the event they actually did rock up. Now Bradley was being taken during a massive raid. I needed a win sooner rather than later, but I also noticed that I was on the clock because this raid was pretty much right next to me. I'll be honest, I'm kinda screwed here. I've accidentally walked into this raid while I was out on a little roam. There's a lot of them, it's 666 and yeah, that's a very close raid to me. I've been waiting for this moment for a while, someone to take Bradley as it goes dark. I think these are the guys on the other side of launch. They come with like 2 full kits and like 4 dudes and Hazzies, but they've been doing Bradley the last 5 or 6 hours. so many of them. Looting's like impossible. Oh, that old rule. Where there's 5, there's 10. If I'm being honest, I don't think a raid's that far away. Like, there's not really any bases left between me and the 2 Zergs either side of me now. And I'm actually quite low on AK kits. I have had bad luck on raids. I've had bad luck with PvP. We're going to try the mill crates on the top of launch site with that red card I got from the raid. Maybe that's the saving grace. I come back with 5 AKs. If I get nothing, I don't know. What do you reckon? 5 AKs or no AKs? Trash. A nail gun. It's not an AK. At least I got it back. After 3.5 days of some of the most mentally taxing Rust I've ever played, my luck finally begins to change, for it all to not be worth it. There's a pretty big AK fight going on just the edge of launch, and this could be where I get my AK kits. I don't even want to fight. I just need a win for my own sanity. Oh my god, I've done it. I have an AK from someone into my box. With 12 health left. There we go, we've finally got some AKs. It's only taken me 3.5 days to get more than 2 AKs. Normally I'd have like half a box by now, but it's just a curse wipe, what can I say? There's no way they're trying to raid back for their AKs. I'm going to steal these in a HQM vault if I have to. They are mine. I've spent 3.5 days getting them. I'm keeping them. I mean, they're going to need a bit more than some satchels to get to this, but I intend to stop it if it's the last thing I ever do. They've kind of like blown the top door in and just ran. Maybe they thought I had one in a box upstairs. It's quite funny, actually. This is kind of concerning. This is the last base really in the snow near me being raided, and that's 666 doing it. And I've been watching their raids from a distance, And they do kind of seem to know what they're doing, which is, you know, unusual for us these days. Minigun spam. It had been a long wipe, but I finally got my win, even though it was just a small one. I wasn't able to ride the high for very long though, as I was about to be in for a very rude awakening. Look at that box. I never thought I'd see the day that I'd be that excited about 5 AK kits. I am. Normally at this point in the wipe I've had raids go to plan, I've counted some, I've defended a couple raids, I've got boxes of farm and everything you need in a wipe. But this wipe, it's all come down to this box. This is what I've achieved in 4 days. I don't know this name, but he has a building plan. He's either trying to build in, or he's checking for build priv. Yeah. Oh. Didn't even get time to make HVs. I've been so behind this wipe, like this is back against the wall type stuff. Some new gamma trick I'm not aware of. How many rocket launchers are there? That is a pummel and a half. of meds. I had intentionally chosen the most metal song I could get without a copyright strike just to make myself feel better in the editing after reliving the trauma again that was that wipe. I have to go back years on my channel to find a wipe even remotely as mentally taxing as the one I just had. But I am committed to showing the true solo experience on these clan servers, unscripted, painful or not. It's even the bio of my channel on YouTube. I had managed to get the biggest clan on the server to pummel the ever-living crap out of my base when I wasn't even fully prepared for it. I didn't even get to finish my inner compound this wipe, and it's usually done by day 2. That's not to take anything away from these guys that raided me. I respect anyone who onlines me regardless of numbers, and they did exactly what they needed to do. Now, I had a fear going into the SCA servers that this base in its current form suffered from one very big flaw. Groups of 10 plus, if they bought enough launchers and pummeled me, would be able to break batteries and just overwhelm my defenses. And it took 666 to show me that. I was going to go back to the drawing board and redesign this base to withstand pummels from sizes of groups that I was starting to find on the SCA servers. The underdog base had served me well on the AU servers, but it was time for a facelift, and I'd already been working on a new design to the point that it's almost completed, and I feel confident that I could actually withstand raids from groups of 15 to 20 in it. Next wipe, I'll be doing something a little bit different while I'm back on the drawing board redesigning my base. I still plan to do a massive video for 10k subs, and that's just around the corner. Thank you all for your support. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Have a good day.